Okay. Hi. Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome. I hope you're having a nice day wherever you are right now, and yeah, a nice smooth week. I'm quite tired. I might get a coffee in a little bit just to maintain my energy while I do the live stream, but for now it's a case of saving my current batch of work in the form of a YouTube video that I'm editing. And then just playing a bit of Silent Hunter, really. On that front, things are going quite well. Obviously, I'm definitely entering the oh my god, I hope this works out stage of the video. What I'm doing is I'm between the 1 hour mark and the 1 hour and 45 minute mark. So there's a 45 minute chunk which I need to insert onto the video below. So below the stream is the first hour. This is the next 45 minutes of what is meant to be a 2-hour video. So it is going fine. Today I did lots of visuals for I think about 20 minutes of the 45. So it's actually quite simple. I made like a whole load of notes in Evernote, so I know where everything is. What's slowing me down a bit is literally just the software. This video is so massive, and the cache, so the software caching room so unwieldy that I'm actually struggling. Like, every input takes a few seconds now, so it's much tougher than it was back in the first half hour of the video, for example. It's not insurmountable, but it's a bit of a ball ache. But yeah, things are fine. Just kind of editing away, and hopefully it goes well. Anyway, how are you? How is everyone? Sure thing, Hen. Well, it's there if you want to watch it, but no worries if not. And hi there, Hensiety. Okay, let me just pause this, and then open Silent Hunter, and hopefully it hopefully won't malfunction on me. Hang on. Okay, so is it the correct resolution? That's the first question.
Contact. Warship moving away. Bearing 159 long range.
So we're picking straight up where we left off yesterday evening. I'm in the middle of a convoy, literally in the middle. Well, I suppose not really anymore. I'm attacking a convoy. I'm down at 162 meters deep below the ocean. On the surface, I've got destroyers which are trying to figure out where the fuck I am. Now, I have been doing a little bit of reading on the forums, and so the old Silent Hunter forums, and it turns out there's a warning which I wasn't aware of. Apparently, the AI, past mid-1943, changes quite considerably. And instead of just having convoy escorts that will just go, fuck it, and leave you alone when they lose you, apparently now you can get true submarine hunter-killer pairs that will not leave you. Instead, they'll try and wait until your oxygen runs out, until you have to surface. So we're getting pinged again. So anyway, so first things first, we've got to try and evade these buggers. Now, I would chase the convoy, but I think my opportunity has slipped. I did get a kill, though. So we're 6 kilometers away from the convoy. Okay, so let's keep moving. Let's get down to pretty much the... So what do you reckon our maximum... Let's just go a little bit into the red.
69 meters.
Okay. So they're pinging us.
Enemy is pinging us, sir.
I'm aware, thank you. I presume they're coming up on our tail. Okay, they've stopped pinging. Let's change our course. So please start moving south.
Yes, sir. New course 203.
So nice and slowly, we're going to try and creep away. Thank you, Big Sad Dan. Thank you, Big Sad. So let's also mark their previous position. So the convoy is around about... Put that line there. At what time? So at 23:05 local. And they're heading. They're definitely heading directly north. Okay. So let's see if we can evade these buggers. So, can I also get Walter, my hydrophone operator, to give me reports, pretty much constant reports on where they are? So closing, so that probably means we're going to be suffering a depth charge attack momentarily. Thank you, Jax. Thank you very much, Jax. That sounds like a depth charge run. Where is that? Looks like it's directly overhead. Can I see his bow? Hang on. Yep, looks to be so. Okay, so let's now change our course.
Yes, sir.
Head direct north.
Three.
And over rev our screws. Or just head full. So they can hear us. We're super loud now. So let's quickly try and change our course. In the hopes that we can evade these incoming. Okay. Do I have decoys? I do. And I can deploy them, but I don't think they're going to help against Azdik. Okay. Let's keep moving. There we go. Depth charge is going off. I think we're okay. Right, now reduce speed again. Ahead slow. Silent running. We may as well deploy. So maneuvers, deploy one of our decoys. And new course direct north.
Yes, sir. New course.
Let's see if we can send them off. Did you see that at the back of his neck? That was weird. Okay. Someone else is doing a depth charge run. I presume that's the second one. There he is. Hello. So that's a different type of destroyer compared to the other one that was on us a minute ago. So there's one here. Yeah, that's a very old destroyer. That looks much newer. Okay. Sounds like he's directly overhead. So keep changing course.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Copy that. Yep, so keep turning. Slow and steady. To be honest, I should probably hit it fast right now, but I'm fairly confident that they were off. Not really sure what I'm basing that on. Let's turn bearing 0. So that's the front of the U-boat, but it's too dark to see anything. Okay, I do see the bubbles from some depth charges coming down. Nothing in my direct path. I think they're way too shallow. Okay. Thank you, DeFonzi. Thank you very much, DeFonzi. These ones don't have hedgehogs done deep, mercifully. I've not seen them yet. Okay. So let's try and evade them. Let's keep going. Slow and steady. Are we okay? That was a bit close. We wobbled there. That was close. Okay, get some of our crew members just resting. Okay. So it's strange that we're still getting pinged. So this must be because it's 1943. So they're still pinging us even at this extreme depth. So they know where we are. So we might have to push the U-boat all the way down to its limits. So what's the limits of a Type 9B? Okay, Type 9. Submerged. Let's have a look. Speed test depth. 230 test depth. Okay. So we're going to take it down a bit more.
Yes, sir.
Into the red.
184 meters.
So come down to 184. Not sure, Cyborg. That's the trouble. Okay. So on the surface, conditions are... Weather-wise, conditions are clear. The convoy's getting away. We're still being circled by these 2 destroyers, and I hope that I can get away. So yeah, for those just joining the stream then, welcome to Silent Hunter 3. Basically, we're playing as a U-boat in 1943. We're playing in the Battle of the Atlantic. If you're not familiar, the Battle of the Atlantic is the longest running campaign of the Second World War, and it involved the Kriegsmarine, so the German Navy, as they attempted to starve Great Britain into submission. The U-boats were actually surprisingly effective at the end of the First World War. They, to be fair, almost brought Britain economically to its knees. So the hopes were high in the German Navy that they would be able to repeat that success. So for this reason, in the interwar period, despite the restrictions placed on them by the Allied powers, they tried their best to stay on top of U-boat developments. For example, they would manufacture U-boats for use overseas among other countries. They would sell them, or covertly they would set up like lots of covert fronts for their say like their training or their armament programs. And this became all the more prevalent when Hitler came to power in the very early 30s, and the rearmament of Germany got underway in full. So the Kriegsmarine were very keen to stay ahead of the U-boat game, because they anticipated that come the next war, which was obviously on the cards when it came to the Nazis, they would need the U-boats. So, right now is 1943. There's something like 200 and something U-boats. Ooh, hello. Yeah, they got the wrong place, look. They're not sure where we are. It's a bit dangerous. You're meant to go at full speed before you launch depth charges, otherwise you could hit your own boat. Okay. Wasn't the U-boats also cheap to produce? Relatively, yes, especially compared to, say, like large warships, like battleships.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Thank you, Kivion. Thank you very much, Kivion. So there are about 110 U-boats out in fighting right now, I believe, or at least next month in May. Around about that number. Okay.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
We should be okay. So that's where they're dropping over there, and this is where we are. So we're some distance and we're moving away. Is that true? Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Okay. So, yes, the war started, and our orders were to sink 700,000 tons of Allied shipping per month. Do so, and Britain will starve, effectively. And, unfortunately, we could never quite achieve that. We had some good months here and there, but, it was always quite tricky, especially as the Allies started putting in convoys, so the convoy system, which proved to be extremely effective. Instead of having ships ply their own way through the seas, leaving them vulnerable to pretty much every submarine any submarine, they would hunker all of the ships into one single convoy, surround them with destroyers, surround those destroyers with aircraft, later in the war at least, and attack the U-boats when they were at their most vulnerable, the aircraft at least, on the surface, which is where a U-boat spends most of its time. The U-boats, for their part, would try to shadow a convoy in packs and attack at the same moment to overwhelm the destroyer defenses. And they had some success in that.
We are diving too deep, sir.
Understood. Going for now. That was a star shell. Someone's illuminating the ocean. They're trying to spot periscopes. Okay, well their ASDIC isn't pinging, so that's good for us. But honestly, I think insofar as this campaign, we should probably not do such a close quarters engagement with the convoy again. I rode straight into the middle of them as a bit of a cowboy. I'm going to shoot at point blank, but 1943 might be way too late for that, frankly. I think in the future we should be very careful not to get detected in the first place. Well, I was trying to be careful, but more careful. Okay. So, keep creeping away. We're going northbound right now. Let's, in fact, head eastbound.
Yes, sir. New course 8.
Try to confuse them. Thank you, Zenus. Thank you very much, Zenus. Right. Ever managed to ship every sink in a convoy? Actually, yes. Back when the convoys were very small, and back when they were also unarmed and had very little in the way of escorts, I was able to attack, like, pretty much an entire convoy on the surface with my deck gun across the north of Scotland. We slaughtered them. Thank you, Seductive Snake. Snack even. Thank you, Seductive. I think so, Blue Seer, but again, they weren't super massive ships, and it wasn't a big convoy either. No, I am not not into football, Leo. To each their own, but it's not for me. Okay. So speed up the time. Depth charges in the water, copy that. So they're around about there, so they're depth charging away from us right now. They're not sure where we are. Okay. So we're okay for the minute. Probably. That's probably what happened, Novasork, yes. So can we get away? This is a Type 9B U-boat. It's a much larger U-boat with much larger fuel tanks and more torpedoes, giving it long-range ability, allowing it to attack countries such as America. Germany doesn't have many of them. So having a bigger boat like this gives you more opportunities for attack, but it does make you slower and unwieldy, especially in the face of aircraft who can bomb you so quickly you can't dive in time. And also forget attacking shallow harbours. That's not happening in a Type 9. Okay. So I think we've successfully evaded them for the moment. So let's see what their behaviour is going to be. Going to keep creeping this way. Okay, moving away. So there's heard another warship that way. Oh. One's quite close to us. Is it? What's it doing, I wonder? It's just searching. Okay. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a nice day today. Yeah, as mentioned, editing-wise, things are fine. I just hope the video comes together in the end. Yeah. Didn't I attack the Statue of Liberty? I did. I made a clumsy foray into New York Harbor, blew up one ship. I hit a bunch of ships, but it only credited me for one, which was very frustrating. And, yeah, and then we shot the Statue of Liberty and went home. A one-man sub playthrough? I don't think there is a one-man sub, Padsol, in the game. There are no, what are they called? Midget submarines. Just U-boats. Okay. I think that was a Japan thing, wasn't it? Right. Let's keep creeping away to the best of our ability. See if we can get away. Okay, so what are they doing? So that guy's completely lost. Oh no, we just got pinged. God damn it. How did they ping us? We're down to 184 meters. The ping shouldn't be getting us now. There's definitely a 1943 thing. So the ASDIC gets more effective? I didn't know that. Damn it, I thought we'd gotten away. Most frustrating. So they're going to be depth charging us again in a minute. So, wait until the pings stop, and then we're going to change our direction. Okay. Does that ping stop?
Yes, sir. New course.
Turn the rudder direct south. Yeah, they're still quite far from us. So he got us on the edge. Oh, there he is. He's over there. He's lining up. Okay, so change our direction proper. Okay. Hi there, Inward Bison. Welcome indeed. Hope you're okay. Sorry for the long wait on the YouTube channel. I am working on something. I don't know, Major. I found the game after X3 to be kind of naff, so it put me off X4. Okay. Yeah, they're just getting... They're finding the edge of us, aren't they? So there he is. Where is he? Okay, he's on our starboard side at bearing 140, roughly. 130. So I'm actually going to kill the engine for the minute before we take evasive action, because he's going to be coming in on us. Turn 140, roughly. He's trying to figure out where we are. Maybe he'll go ahead. Go too far ahead. Another star shell just shot overhead. So stand by. Where is he? So he's currently at bearing 125. He's coming in straight on us. No, I think he's still searching. Is he still moving the bow back and forth? Yeah, he doesn't know where we are. He's trying to figure it out. They've got a rough idea. Okay, there goes his depth charge attack, I presume.
Yes, sir.
In the wrong place. Ahead slow. Move
New
south.
course 179.
Okay. Thank you to Batzel. Thank you very much to Batzel. So there he goes. He's going to do his run.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Yep. We're fine. So in fact, let's actually up our speed, because he's just gone that way over the top of us.
Water, sir.
No, we should be fine. Take us direct
Yes, sir.
south-southeast.
153.
And in fact,
Yes, sir.
actually
Ahead
up speed. Head full for a second. So they can hear us. Just want to get out of this like depth charge alley that he's just put us in. Okay, and then I've got a different idea. Bear with me. Thank you, Son of Bane. So I think this guy's going to do a wide turn this way. So,
Yes, sir. New course 35.
can we turn north and trick him? Basically, if his Aztec is scanning this way, can we like go whoop and get... Not really Inward, I'm afraid. ZF is really just a bunch of guys that knew each other during the Daisy days long ago. So we're not really like a clan with a membership roster and stuff. Thank you, Eisenbrot. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
Slow, again. Once again, deploy another
Yes, sir.
decoy.
Deploying decoys.
Okay, so this guy's doing their run. Depth charges deployed. So he's gone that way, I think.
Depth
And
charges
this
in the
guy's
water,
circling this way. So I'm hoping... Wait, they're going to smash into each other? You guys look like you're driving into each other. Nope. There's enough of a clearance. So if these guys are going clockwise, I'm hoping I can pull this way quietly. Okay. So if you're just joining then, yes, so I'm underwater in a U-boat trying to evade 2 destroyers who are trying to sink me. They've broken off from a convoy that we attacked a short while ago. That convoy is currently 10 kilometers away, trying to pull out of the kill zone. We sunk 1 vessel. That vessel was a whale ship of 12,000 tons. Can I sink them? I'd have to get very lucky and be very, very crazy. But worse, I would have to waste 2 precious torpedoes. Fuck, that was close. Yes, indeed. It's a question that comes up very often. Not helped by films such as Greyhound, where it shows U-boats attacking destroyers for some crazy reason. Yes, we're definitely the hunted, not the hunters. We sneak in, we blow up convoy ships, and then we sneak away. Because all the destroyers have to do to dodge the torpedo is change their course or speed ever so slightly. And that just like that, the solution is fouled. So in that film, Greyhound, where he's got 2 torpedoes coming at his destroyer, and it's like hard right hard rudder, and then he's like, just go to reverse your destroyer. Just immediately hit the brakes. Not that you have brakes, but just put the engine in full reverse, and both torpedoes fucking miss.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Okay. Or just change your speed by 2 knots.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
That might actually get us. That's that in front of us. Reverse the boat.
Yes, sir. Back slow. Back standard.
Reverse the boat. Rudder amidship.
Yes, sir. Rudder 1 degrees to starboard.
Where was he? Was he there? Alright. How many depth charges can one destroyer hold? Several dozen.
Yes, sir. All stop.
Okay. We okay? Hard to tell. Okay. So, take us northwest.
Yes, sir. New course. 3.
It's
1.
slow.
Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
He's pulling in front.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Copy that. Okay, I think that might actually... Yeah, I think those are directly on us, if not outright in front of us. So, let's just do a quick...
Yes, sir. Ahead full.
Ahead full. Just get out of this.
Yes, sir. New course. 0.
This one's a tricky one, isn't it? I think his neck is doing that when I click on the compass. I don't really click the compass before. I think the animation's bugging out for his neck. Okay. How much oxygen is remaining? Let's have a look. So oxygen, that's battery level. Compressed air, CO2, we're okay for the minute. Okay. Go a bit deeper.
Yes, sir. New depth. 9 meters.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Change our course.
Ahead slow. New course. 2 9 3.
Sure, but you know, my point is, mister, is that the torpedoes are cruising in on a set bearing that cannot be changed. They're dumbfire. So all one has to do is change your bearing or your speed and the torpedo misses. So aiming and destroying a destroyer is intensely difficult. Not that it didn't happen. Sometimes it did happen, but the number of destroyers lost to torpedoes, not that many. Thank you, Volatile. Thank you very much, Volatile. Okay. Yeah, basically, Smaug. The payoff for hitting a torpedo in this game is quite fun. Getting out alive is now the current objective. So basically I got way too close to the convoy. Okay. Keep trying to creep away. That's why you take him out before they're alerted, so they can't react in time. Sarcastic faces, epic. Yeah, well they got 6 destroyers, so taking out 1 destroyer is just going to kick the hornet's nest.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Shit, that is actually in front of our path.
Yes, sir. New course. 176.
Crap, are we going to be okay?
Depth charges in the water, sir.
They are very competent, aren't they? Can I see any depth charges in front of me? Not currently, no. It's so dark down here, I can barely see anything. Hope we're going to be okay. Keep creeping. Once again, send out another
Yes, sir.
decoy. And keep creeping. A little bit deeper if we can manage
Yes,
it.
sir. New depth 204 meters.
Okay. There we go. Bring the boat down a little bit, just speeding up the time by ×8. So they're circling clockwise right now. Depth charges in the water just in front of us, I think.
Depth charges
Yes,
in the water,
indeed.
sir.
Cut the
Yes, sir.
engine.
All stop.
All stop and maybe slow reverse.
Yes, sir. Back slow.
Okay. So yeah, everything here, yeah, everything's fine this evening, folks. Apologies, I feel boring sometimes. I sat here, I did some editing. Yeah, dog went out to the dog walker. She had fun. She just flopped on her pillow right now. It's over here. There we go. Played some mini golf with Bavin and Jolly. But yeah. What's the dark instrument that I'm looking at? The dark instrument. What, the dials, sorry? So speed, depth, that's rudder. So it's right now hard to starboard. That's compass bearing. That's depth if we are above. So that's like the smaller depth gauge when we're at periscope depth. That's the depth gauge we're looking at right now. I presume these dials are blown up on purpose for the sake of gameplay. Okay, that's the torpedo computer. So these, this data can be sent over to the torpedoes. Target bearing. Are these functional? No, I need to operate the dials. Okay. Right, so keep moving. Oh, we're reversing, sorry.
Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
Head slow and go direct west.
Yes, sir. New course 266.
Okay. I've never actually tried that, come to think of it, Matt. Putting down a decoy and then going at speed. Surely they'd be able to tell the difference between my decoy and the propeller. Depth charges here in the water. I'm hoping that they won't sit on me and they'll go off and join the convoy at some point. Trouble is, they know I'm here. They're pretty much, yeah, so they're right in front of me right now.
Water, sir.
Where are they? There, I think. So let's cut the engine.
Yes, sir. All stop.
Don't drive into that.
Back slow.
They do have side-mounted depth charges, but they don't appear to be using them right now. Maybe they're running low. Okay. So yeah, I made an appointment to go and see a bungalow, another bungalow. I don't necessarily want a bungalow, but my flat is getting quite ratty right about now, and I need to think about potentially getting a mortgage, which is something I've been putting off for a long time, although now is not the right time, apparently. Lending being what it is. At the same time, though, for first-time buyers, I'm informed that prices might drop over the next few months, so I'm keeping my eyes open, effectively.
Long range. Yes, sir. All stop. Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
Head slow. Just keep moving. Keep moving westbound.
Yes, sir. New course 274. Yes, sir. New course 270.
Thank you, Scale. Yeah, just food for thought, really. Everything is so crazy expensive, though. It definitely feels like you know how sometimes not knowing about stuff makes you feel. How to word this? You feel like you've got Emperor's New Clothes type situation, because you look at all this stuff and it makes you like, I don't know, the fact that you're not familiar with it makes you aware of the fact that it's bullshit. Like, I'm looking at all these houses and the value of these, like, this is a bungalow in X area, and I'm like, it is nowhere near worth that amount of money in raw materials. Like, this is a scam. It feels like a scam. Or rather, more correctly, it feels like a bubble, which is probably what it is. So yeah, I find myself very hard to get excited. I'm looking at all these different places, and I'm not going, I could see myself living there. I look at that and go, I'm being robbed. You know? Like, this bubble is gonna burst. How can it not? These property prices are worth probably 50%, if not more than that. Worth less than 50% of their current valuation. Yeah. So I must admit, I'm finding it very, very difficult. Because it's hard to get motivated when it feels like you're motivating yourself to get scammed. It's like, god damn, today I'm really in the mood to have a fool made out of me, you know? Not. Okay. Destroyer says, I live in Southern California, and man, let me tell you, the housing prices around here are nuts. Yeah. Like, my family home, where I grew up, in a sleepy residential area, in a place called Hove, on the far south coast of England, sold for, like, back in 2010, something like 400,000. And then I go onto, like, property listings or whatever now, and it's like that type of place is like more than $1 million. And this was like 2010, you know, this is ridiculous. Like, that's crazy. Not that I'm looking for that type of property. But I grew up there. I know, I know that is definitely not worth more than £1 million. Not sure what that would be in dollars, sorry. Considering the state of our economy, probably £1 million. $1 million.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Depth charges, stand by. How close are they? Ooh, good. We might be losing them. Until they ping us again. So where is he? He's there. So let's move hard west.
Yes, sir. New course 260.
So slowly try and creep away and hope we don't get pinged. Gunner Vomit says, I live in Boyce, ID. Before interest rates went back up, houses were gone within a day. Oh, really? Sorry, what's ID? Is that a country? ID. Is that a state? Is that Indianapolis? Idaho? Idaho. Sorry, where's Idaho? I'm just trying to get my mental map. Idaho is... I see, it's over next to Nevada. Oh, you're next to Salt Lake City. I was scouting around there, looking at Google Maps with that Evermore video that, is it Jenny Nicholson? I remember looking around just out of curiosity. I was just looking around and going, oh, this is Salt Lake City, wow. Like going, oh look, there's streets and there's people and they got cars and they got clothes, oh my god. They're just like us. And then there was one. I'm not gonna say the name because I'm probably gonna get yelled at. Basically, there was like a city, and it was like I can't remember what it was. It was in the news for some reason, and it was like, ah yes, this city here, and it's doing amazingly. And then I just went to Google Maps, typed the city in, just picked a random street just to see what it would look like. And I was like, ugh. Like Google Maps gives you that little sort of puts you on the street in some place across the world, away from the glitz and glamour of the headlines that they want you to read about. It's like you can just see what it looks like as if you were standing there. It's cool. It's incredible. This is on the other side of the fucking planet. Okay, let's try and speed up the time. Need to try and get the fuck out of here. Let's save it in hopes that I can get out of here. Hang on. Right. Are they starting to run low on depth charges? I don't think so. I think they're having trouble finding me. Just trying to keep pulling away from them. Sorry. Did I miss you? Thank you, Pot Fried, SF Mason, Metro Racer, Gonrel, Volatile Espresso, and Fickle Smile. Thank you, all of you. That's a good sign. We might be losing them proper. So 800 meters. What's he doing? He's still circling with his searchlight. Okay. So hold on. Keep moving. Thank you, Craft. Thank you very much, Craft. Zed says, the problem started 20 years ago. What are you talking about, the housing thing? Yeah. I've not seen that one, Fluffy Body Pillow. I've not seen that show. I hear very good things. Okay, that's a really... Those are depth charges? They must have been on really long fucking fuses. The destroyer is nowhere near and has come about. Apparently, if I remember my facts correctly, this type of destroyer is called a town class, I think. The reason why I remember that is because this has the very rare configuration of 4 stacks, which is very unusual, hence its very distinctive look. It's also famous. This type of ship class is extremely famous, as it was the type of destroyer that was used in the raid on Saint Nazaire. Is that correct? So you know the Commando raid. So I think it was the Campbelltown, hence town class, that was used to ram the dry dock, and the commandos disembarked and blew shit up and caused as much havoc as they could before the Campbelltown exploded. Its bow was full of high explosives. They pretty much knocked out a dry dock, which stopped any battleships being repaired on the past the Atlantic seawall, or past Fortress Britain. Anyway, but yes, it's a very distinctive looking destroyer. Old, quite old. And apparently, what other facts do I remember about it? I remember that the crews didn't like it.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Apparently they didn't like it because it was very, like, weird and unstable. Something to do with its structure. It rolled a lot. Like, a lot. And its turning circle was a nightmare. Apparently its turning circle was so wide, it was basically felt more like driving a battleship. And remember, this is like anti-fucking submarine combat. You gotta stop and turn, and we got a dinky little submarine. We're fucking evading like crazy, and they've got the turn circle of a fucking battleship? Apparently they hated it. Crews hated it. Okay. Just keep moving. Just try to get away. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the raid, Operation Chariot. Extremely brave. Unbelievable. Probably the most, probably the most incredible commando action in history. The commandos figured it would be a one-way trip. They weren't planning to come home. Okay, he's way closer than I'd like. I'm hoping it's just a random sweep. Okay. Yeah, they're just doing wide donuts now, aren't they? Scanning with their ASDIC, trying to pick us up again. We've almost lost them, I think. Just keep moving. Keep going. Low and slow. The DD looks more like a Clemson. Well, I can tell that the one with the 4 stacks is definitely a town class. Don't know about the other one, though. What's this one? Nope, that's definitely the 4 stacker.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
What's this one? Is that a black no, it's not a black swan. Not a tribal. Might be a black swan. Hang on. Check my... types of ships. Oh wait, sorry. I'm thick. That's the merchant. British Reich. Hang on. British Reich. So these are the battleships. What's that? Sorry. Nope. So it was a single stacker with a tower, wasn't it? Hang on. Nope. 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 There it is. Black Swan. Oh, I was correct. It's a Black Swan class. Not many of those were made, were they? Weren't those dedicated anti-submarine hunters? Proper ones. Hang on. The Black Swan, or the modified Black Swan class. So hang on a minute. 12 Black Swans, that was it. There aren't many of these. Made for the Royal Navy. Specialized convoy defense ships. Where are they? I think we are losing them. Okay. So that's the Black Swan, everybody. So the first 2 ships were built in the 1937 program, under the 1937 program ordered at the Yarrow and Company Scotsund, I presume a shipyard. Hang on, What are they, though? So like corvettes, sloops of that period were specialized convoy defense vehicles. Corvettes were based on the mercantile design with triple expanse engines. Sloops were conventional naval vessels with turbines. They were larger and faster, with heavier armaments of high-angle 4-inch guns and superior anti-aircraft fire. They were designed to have longer ranges than destroyers at the expense of lower top speed, whilst remaining capable of outrunning surface Type 7 U-boats. Oh, and Type 9s. So these things can outrun me on the surface easy. In World War II, the Black Swan class sloops sank 29 U-boats. The most famous sloop commander was Captain Frederick John Walker. His sloop Starling became one of the most successful submarine hunters, taking part in the sinking of 11 U-boats. After the war, sloops continued in service with the Royal Navy, Egyptian Navy, Indian Navy, Pakistan Navy, and the West German Navy. In April 1949, Amethyst was attacked on the Yangtze River by the Communist People's Liberation Army. Several Black Swan sloops fought in the Korean War. Okay. So a specialized convoy hunter with 4-inch guns and decent anti-aircraft capabilities. Oh. Thank you, Prime 8. Thank you very much, Prime. So let's keep trying to creep away. I would like to attack something this stream. I would speed up, but I don't want to push my luck. Fuck it, I'm going to save it then speed up. Okay.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
They are way off.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3.
Go up ahead 1/3. Okay. So let's see if we can get away. Thank you, Swedish Twig and Wiki. Thank you very much. Right. And also, Zertle and ZZ Topped. Thank you, both of you. Okay, so if we can get away from these buggers, that would be lovely. Let's try to come up to periscope depth as well, because I think we might have evaded them. Oh, he says.
Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
They look like they're on us again. Did I travel too fast? Damn it.
Yes, sir. New course. 182.
Oh, did we get pinged? Oh, come on. They're still on us. God damn it.
Yes, sir. New depth. 195.
God damn it, god damn it, god damn it. Back down again quick. That sucks. I thought I lost them. Right. Yeah, I really need to be careful in 1943 then. Their Aztec is so much better. Used to be, I'd just go under and fucking lose them, but now they can ping me all the way down to 190 meters? Right, keep going deep.
Yes, sir. New depth. 210 meters.
How many escorts? With this convoy, like 6 to 8. There's quite a few of them. Disgruntled. It was just a throwaway email account. Actually, I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember. It was either a throwaway email account or a throwaway YouTube account. I can't remember which came first. I think it might have been a throwaway YouTube account because I started doing clips of like Bad Company 2 or something. Okay.
Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
Right. Head slow. And then, let's see if we can throw them off by going
Yes, sir.
east
New
this
course.
time.
86.
Okay. They're trying to figure out where we are. So I think they're there. So I think they're going to be doing a depth charge run over us. Okay. Right. Thank you,
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Oriard. Thank you very much, Oriard. Thank you. And Rallick. Thank you very much, Rallick.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Okay, so we should be able to slip underneath these. They're not firing their side mounts, which makes me think they might be low on depth charges. Which one's dropping the depth charges? Not this one. Okay. Hi there, oil field. Hi there indeed. Keep creeping. Where to go? Hello?
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Okay. Yep, we're fine. Okay. God damn it, I've been down here for more than an hour. I want to go attack something. Keep trying to pull away. Okay. Me neither, Fennis. I would rather like it if we could survive this as well. Okay, that's behind me, I think, at least, right? Yep, so that's missing me. They're way behind me. Okay. Deck gun? That would be suicide. A submarine, a U-boat, sorry, is not surviving a deck gun encounter with the destroyer. Okay. Why? Which U-boat games have you battled destroyers with deck guns and live? Is that a U-boat thing? Yeah, that's not happening. Okay. Good to hear it, Bison, and good luck with it. Hope it goes well. Why are they called destroyers anyway? It's short for torpedo boat destroyer. With the start of the Dreadnought race, sorry, was it predating World War One? It was, wasn't it? With the start of the Dreadnought race, where every major naval nation was racing to build bigger and bigger ships with more powerful guns, the vulnerability against small, fast-moving vessels with torpedoes was becoming ever more apparent because the battleships simply could not traverse their guns down to engage small, fast-moving targets. Point defenses were therefore mounted on the battleships, but these were a little. It's a case of too little, too late. Torpedoes could easily be deployed outside of the range of these point defenses. So in other words, you had to keep the little fuckers away from the battleships. You needed some small, fast-moving, but here's the important part, fleet ship. You needed something, not just like little local port ship that sits around. You need something that can follow battleships on long naval campaigns and stay with them. So you needed a long-range, small, fast vessel, the purpose of which is purely to keep the torpedo boats away from the battleships. So the lack of that is what doomed the Russians at the Straits of what's it called again? Tsushima? Is that the name of it? Where they had that engagement against the Japanese, and the Japanese kicked the crap out of them, not just with battleships, but with torpedo boats as well. Did I mispronounce it? Tsushima? Anyway, sorry, long story short, battleships are heavy and slow and extremely vulnerable to torpedoes. Hence, you need a torpedo boat destroyer. As time went on, the name was simply shortened, the Destroyer. So these things are also well suited to hunt submarines. They still have their place in modern navies. Hell, even more so these days, as the time of having all of your military power concentrated on one easily sinkable target is gone, mostly. Obviously, carriers are still a thing. But it's better now to have your cruise missile launching ships small, agile, and coated in radar absorbing paint. And shaped the right way to not send the radar bouncing back to them. Anyway, so yes. The torpedo boat destroyer. Well, yeah, actually, I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons why the Russians lost. It wasn't, yeah, so obviously it wasn't just that. The long and exhausting trek around the, all the way around Africa was a pain in the arse, and the Russians actually had to stop for coaling. They had to stop for a while, so crew morale was low. Some other factors when it comes to the Japanese kicking the crap out of the Russians was that, unbeknownst to the Russians, the Japanese had really state-of-the-art technology, including a brand new piece of technology never effectively used before, at least by the Japanese. The British were using it a lot. The radio. Effectively, the British were training the Japanese how to use radio communications. Apparently the Japanese found the radio pieces that the British were selling to be too expensive, so they tried to make their own homegrown version, and they succeeded. Anyway, so the point is, when the Russians entered to attack Japan, not sure where the Straits of Tsushima is, sorry. Anyway, so pretend like the Russians are going, la da da, we're the Russians here. They got to, so let's say here, I'm not sure where it is, but they got like here, and then a Japanese ship actually approached one of their ships in the fog, and it was a hospital ship that was still running its lights in accordance with the laws of war. So they actually flashed a message to the hospital ship, and the fucking Russian hospital ship said, "Oh yeah, we're with the fleet, they're over there." Basically giving up the element of surprise. It's at this point that the Japanese ship just moved out of range and then just shadowed the fleet, sending constant radio reports back to the Japanese, who mustered their fleet, got them out of their harbours, and then the Russians basically blundered straight into what's called as crossing the T. So they were travelling a straight line, and the Japanese went lol, just straight over the top. Just fucking, like, every single one of their guns has a shot on the Russians. To their credit, the Russians fought valiantly, but Japanese gunnery was so much better. The Japanese had spent ages training. The Russians not so much. In fact, some of those crews were actually very fresh. Some of those battleships have barely trained their crews. You know, they just got straight, get them on board, get them around Africa. It was a long journey, but they didn't have time to stop and train. So the Japanese had, they had rest, they had better gunnery, they had more practice, they had state-of-the-art radio communications, which the Russians apparently didn't have. Their guns were using a type of, trying to remember my facts. There was a reason why the Japanese gunners were having an easier time. I think it was because, what was it, sorry? They were using some sort of like mass fire, central fire system, which meant that the shots weren't splashing up a shit ton of seawater, fouling their aim. Whereas the Russians, they were firing so inconsistently that the individual gunners couldn't tell if they were hitting or not. So yeah, the Japanese made incredible work of the Russian fleet, and then they backed off, and that's when the torpedo boats went in. One of the Russian ships actually got itself tangled up in a chain of sea mines, and then what were they supposed to do? They could either travel forward and then drag the mines into the side of their own fucking battleship, or stop. So they stopped. What did the Japanese do? Blow the shit out of them, because they stopped. So yeah, the Japanese were incredibly talented in that fight. They did an amazing job. The Russian admiral got hit. Piece of metal. Ouch. His subordinate took over, and to his subordinate's credit, he assumed the blame. I think he was later sentenced to be shot. Can't remember if it went through or not. God damn it, they're still on me. Sorry for the fairly boring stream. I'm stuck underwater. I know I'm a U-boat, but right now I'm stuck underwater. Oh, god damn it. Oh, it's a star shell. It's fine. Wait, is that a third one? Uh-oh. That's a third one. Is it the same 4-stacker? They bought a third one in. No, okay, so they've got 2 of the old ones. 4-stackers. Town class. Why am I this deep? Trying to escape these bastards. So yeah, the Japanese fought the Russians, and yeah, the whole world was watching. It started a what is it? Well, it shattered the Western notion that the European races were somehow like the superior. You know, it was the first time like a modern European navy had been defeated by an Eastern one. So a lot of notions were challenged. And unfortunately, one could make the argument that the battle against the Russians was actually not good because it did kind of inspire Japanese nationalism, which saw the rise of all that mess in the Second World War, the Japanese Imperial Army and Navy. Because they were like, if we can do it to the Russians, maybe we can do it to the Americans. But here's the... Jesus Christ. But here's the rub. The Russians were weak with piss-poor technology, and the Americans were, at that point, the second strongest naval power on Earth. Yeah, they weren't they weren't winning that one. Okay. Who was number 1? Well, the Royal Navy. Okay. And even so even Nazi Germany at their height knew better than to tangle with the Royal Navy. Which hence all the U-boats, hence why we're under the water. Okay. Did I sink anything? No, but honestly, at the moment, Slaskers, I think I've done a good job to not be sunk myself. Hang on. But they are very persistent, aren't they? They can't figure out exactly where we are. And they brought in a new ship to try and figure it out. Okay. Yeah, we're just trying to sneak away. I'll just keep the time sped up for the minute. Try to monitor the situation. Right. So yeah, everything's here. Everything here is fine, folks. Yeah, editing's fine. Editing went well, I thought. I've got a 45-minute segment on my timeline right now that I need to add to the 1-hour video that's linked below the stream. And today, I managed to finish the first 20 minutes of visuals. So the audio is mostly cut, if not entirely cut. That's a lie, it's not entirely cut. I know it's not entirely cut. And so, yes, of 45 minutes, the first 20 minutes look good. Yeah, so I just need to get the visuals clicked in. He says. There's a lot of work to do. But the good news is I've got a shit ton of notes. I know where the footage is. It's just a case of finding it, slotting it in. You know. Okay. No, can we actually go... yeah, that way. Keep creeping. Okay. How are we doing insofar as air? So show me reports. Okay, our batteries are dropping. CO2 is building. We're okay for the minute. Just keep creeping. So 210 meters. They can't get us on their sonar. Just keep creeping away. Thank you, Maglaw. Thank you very much, Maglaw. So they're putting depth charges in the water. Where are they doing that? Okay, so far so good. God damn, is that a fourth? Wow. They really don't like us. 4 of them. Okay. Yeah, they must have called in some from the convoy. Oh, is that a ping? You're kidding, there's another ping.
Yes, sir. New depth 221 meters.
Wow. Our crush depth is 230. Come on. I don't believe it. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Okay, from this point onwards, we cannot get ourselves picked up by a destroyer. So they got the faintest ping. Is it him? He's coming towards us. No, he's going away. Maybe they did not get a solid enough ping? Probably just coming around. So yeah, for those not familiar, it's 1943. It's the year before what is famously called Black May, which is where U-boat losses were very high and merchant ship tonnage was very low, the tonnage that was sunk. America is now fully committed to the war and is sending over vast amounts of war material. There is the battle in the East, which is going extremely poorly. So the East has turned into a horrible... Oh no! It crashed. Okay. Fuck. Okay, loading it up again. Right. So yes, the Eastern Campaign has gone extremely poorly for Nazi Germany, and what they hoped would be a case of kick the doors in and have the whole structure come crashing down, Hitler's words, has turned into a defense in depth, where the Soviet Union is basically drawing them onto ever more expansive territory and layer after layer of defenses. The Battle of Kursk is about to begin, the largest tank engagement ever, in fact, and it's going to be a loss for Germany. So things just keep going from bad to worse on the Eastern Front, dragging in more and more men. So yeah, there's like more than 1 million men deployed there, and it's just casualties are horrendous. 1 second, loading. So that doesn't really affect us, but it does. Well, it does affect us because of what's about to happen. What's technically going to happen? It's in the preliminary stages. So here in the Battle of the Atlantic, our goal has been to try and knock Great Britain out of the war by going for their economy. But the Allies know, and I mentioned this yesterday, they knew this in 1941, that the Soviet Union needs a second front. They can't just have the Soviet Union fight Nazi Germany all on their own. They've got to make a second front in Europe. They've got to invade, effectively. So, this plans on exactly where and how to do that were divided. The African campaign from, 1941 to 43, was monopolising much of the British's time, and I believe, if memory serves, they were really hoping that they could get at the Axis powers through Italy, who was perceived to be extremely weak, correctly perceived to be extremely weak. I think Winston Churchill called them the soft underbelly of Europe. Hang on. Anyway, so... It's 1943, and now there are very serious discussions being made in quiet rooms about the possibility of an actual second front in Europe. So, in December of this year, plans will be presented to the leaders of the Allies. Sorry, it's just loading. So, initial plans, the code names of which are still being devised. The first code name is certain. referring to the naval operation, known as Operation Neptune. The second operation will later be known as Operation Overlord,
Charges in the water, sir.
to do with a potential invasion somewhere on the Atlantic seawall. Maybe Calais. Cherbourg is for sure. They know that they need a port. The Dieppe raid taught them that. So they definitely know that they need Cherbourg. But exactly where and how they're going to get all these forces across, so where the invasion is going to take place, is not yet determined. But there's a little beach there. A place called Normandy. That's soon going to become very important. Anyway, how is this relevant for us? Well, all of this material is going to start coming over from America. Okay, let's get deep. Even deeper.
Yes, sir. New deck 220.
Okay. Let's get deep and let's also change course. So, troops, armament, food, clothing, aircraft, fuel, a shit ton of fuel is going to start coming over from America, and it will be therefore in our periscope lens, and we can attack it. Okay. Right. So let's speed up the time. Anyway, too long didn't read. 1943, Germany is really struggling. They're in the exact type of war that they can't afford to fight, which is an attrition-based war. They do not have the borders, they do not have the resources. They've got the men for now, but they're all dying on the Eastern Front. All of their best units are being thrown against the Soviet Union and getting churned up. Okay. So let's keep creeping away. Get as low as we can. So yeah, that's what's going on in the Second World War right now. So the Battle of the Atlantic is about to reach its turning point, and then frankly, I think it was 1 in 4 U-boat crew members never came back. So 75% died. So right now it's really a case of just trying to survive the fucking war. Thank you, Crone was taken. Thank you very much, Crone. Yep, casualties amongst the U-boat crews were horrendous. The tech gap has been closed. The destroyers have the advantage. Okay. Right. Gonna keep trying to move. Yeah, keep the speed up. Where are our hunters? There's still some distance from us. Keep moving. Thank you, Turbo. Pinged again. Bloody hell. Thank you, Solidus. Thank you very much, Solidus. All right. From what you heard, the Kriegsmarine were the least affected / influenced by the Nazi ideology. I'd say that'd probably be a fair assessment. I mean, I think it would be wrong to say that there would be any division, any part of Germany that was truly unaffected. I mean, it was a totalitarian state with a huge amount of propaganda, but, well, underneath, well, in a U-boat with crews stuck together by camaraderie, yeah, ideology is less important down here. And it's not as if you're returning to port frequently, are you? You're mostly stuck out in the Atlantic. So yeah, regulations regarding lots of things really, but particularly the way that they so the beard regulations were entirely dropped. Hence the U-boat look. Along with personal hygiene. It stinks in here. Okay. So also happening right now, just for the sake of just banter, So obviously the Kriegsmarine are not sitting on their hands. They're trying to develop new ways to defeat the threat of the convoy. They're trying, acoustic torpedoes, so it's a sort of torpedo that can hunt down enemy ships. Unfortunately, they are extremely temperamental and easy to confuse. So that technology won't get to the point where it can make a sizable difference. There's also some work being done to completely redesign the way in which the U-boat works by having a much less of a sort of like boat on the surface and much more of a true underwater, long-term underwater U-boat. Is everyone frozen? No, we're fine. So what were they called again? Were they the Type 20s, Type 21s? They're still an experimental type of U-boat, and they won't be available until like 1944, at which point the war pretty much ended. Type 21s, thank you. But yes, and it's also plagued by the fact that the material requirements are quite extreme compared to your typical U-boat, and they're using French slaves, essentially, and they have a habit of sabotaging that which they're working on, which means that progress on their manufacture is glacially slow. And of course shortages to do with getting stuff, because the Eastern Front is gobbling up all the resources. So yes, the U-boats are in a bind. They're in a big pickle. Does D-Day happen in the game? Indeed it does, and we can attack them directly if we chose. However, consider where... So what's wrong with this picture? So ignore everything you know about D-Day or anything I could tell you. The landings are going to be here, right? What's wrong with that from our perspective? Can you tell? RAF, that's a good one. Noob, so yep, in full range of the RAF. So the Royal Air Force. Bear in mind, the American Air Force is there as well, although I might be wrong. I'm not sure they're officially the Air Force yet, are they? But yes, they're alternating between night and day. So I think the RAF take the night and the Americans take the day? I can't remember. Might be wrong. Shallow water, that's the answer. Shallow, very shallow water. So any U-boat is going to have a fucking nightmare trying to attack and evade any target in there. There are going to be destroyers and also smaller vessels going back and forth scanning with their ASDIC constantly. The moment you're picked up, you're fucked. Because they can just ASDIC you constantly. So they're sonar and they can just depth charge you until you're done. So the shallow water means that U-boats would stand no chance stopping the landings. They're just going to get caught out and blown up. When the landings kick off, they're going to have destroyers physically beach themselves. It's quite spectacular. So destroyers are going to physically beach themselves, and then the next destroyer is going to go behind it and scuttle itself. They're going to open up the valves on it to sink the... Then the next destroyer moves forward, scuttles itself, basically making an artificial reef, I guess, like a tidal barrier, so that they can just block the waves, essentially. Yeah, they don't half-ass this invasion at all. Holy shit, they do not half-ass this invasion. More than 1 million soldiers, just soldiers, not including all the others, are about to, well, next year, of course, are going to invade France. Have we gotten away? We might have gotten away. Indeed, mulberry harbours, so floating harbours that they subsequently... They sink them, right? Did I get that right, or do they float? They float initially, obviously, but do they sink them until they hit the sand? Or do they just stay floating? They do sink them, okay. Yeah, like big floating piers. I think we got away. Okay, I think we got away. I'm going to save it before it crashes. 3 kilometers, so still within visual range. We'll go up to periscope depth. Save it first. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Periscope depth.
Periscope depth.
Same speed. Okay. Thank you, McWidow and Fat Boy. Thank you very much. Also, purely out of curiosity, I was having a look at some satellite photographs of the city where I live on the far south coast of England, and there's a few parks here. I like to walk Lulu in lots of different parks, but there's a park. So it's over there, down a hill. So it's called Preston Park, right? And I had a look at some satellite photos, and I saw something weird. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I couldn't figure out what it was, and I sort of dismissed it and I ignored it. Anyway, so point is, it turns out that the army were actually testing the waterproofed tanks. You know, the tanks that they were going to land on D-Day? It wasn't the only place where they were testing them. Basically, they would have these huge water troughs that they would dig out, right? In like open greens or whatever, and that when the army had tanks arrive in that area, they would see if they were waterproof by sticking them in. It's a pool basically, like huge concrete pools. And I was like, I didn't know that, and apparently it's still there. It's buried. Yeah, like the D-Day tanks. I'm not sure what they're called. Sorry. So yeah, history beneath our feet. Along with incendiary bombs. Right, speed up the time. Ahead 1/3. Okay. Okay. So, we got away with it. Now, according to my notes, we engaged the convoy, or rather we were just evading, at 35 minutes past 8. So it's now 35 minutes past 10, and we managed to get away. Not too bad. Okay, warship moving away. Speed up time. Here we go. U-boat is coming up. Speed up time, speed up time. Hello? Right. So our U-boat is now just beneath the surface. Let me go up periscope. Alright. So, nearest sound contact is at bearing 140. Looking at bearing 140. I see no destroyer. I think we're okay, gentlemen. Well done. Okay. So, tell everyone to come out of silent running.
Yes, sir.
They can talk now. Let them move around. And also we can begin... Well, we'll surface and do some repairs to some damage that we sustained up there. Let's also now get the torpedoes reloaded. So which... where's my weapons officer? Hang on. Weapons officer is... That's my watch officer. You're my flak gunner. Torpedoman. Hello, sir. So, Kurt Marbach, give me an overview of what we're doing on our torpedoes. So we fired 2 forward-facing gas torpedoes. Tubes 1 and 3 require reloading. Please get some men in there with you and begin the process. Join them, if you please. Okay. So, the men are now using winches. In fact, probably come to the surface now. So let's surface the boat.
Sir.
Ahead full.
New depth, 0 meters.
Okay.
Ahead flank.
So the men are now using winches and a guide rail, so on the ceiling of the torpedo room. They're going to lift the torpedoes either from the side or from the floor, normally from the floor first if memory serves, just to make some bloody room, and then they're going to lift them, mount them, and then basically, undo the latches one by one and push the entire torpedo down its length into the tube. Get it reloaded and get it prepared for the next engagement. Alright. U-boat is now surfacing. Let's get my officers of the watch up there, if you please. And make sure that we have some experienced dudes. And also we'll get some repair guys. So where are my repair dudes? Here they are. There's one. Repair dude number 2. Electric engines. Right. Don't go for the quarters. Don't deprive people who are reloading torpedoes. So let's get the men in here. Right. Right, how long until I've got... Oh, but I'll just give them a minute. Radar warning receiver. So stand by. We've received a radar hit from one of the destroyers, so they can see us on radar. They're currently 8 kilometers, 9 kilometers. Okay. Right, we're on the surface, running with diesel engines at 11 knots. We can probably crank that up to 18 knots. So, the convoy was roughly here when we drew that line, going north 2 hours ago. They were moving at what? Was it 9 knots? So, 9 knots in 2 hours' time. They're about 33 kilometers ahead by now. So their true position is probably... Their true position is probably there. Sorry, verify, was that true? Yeah, they're probably around there. So that's roughly where the convoy will be now, in the time that it's taken for us to dodge those bastards. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flank alongside, well, move alongside them. I don't think they're going to go north the whole way, would they? They're probably going to go this way. So perhaps we should get on their inner side? Yeah, let's bring the U-boat around. And see if we can pick them up again, eh? Okay. Also send a kill report to the... hang on, where is it? So my sonar... So Carl, hello Carl. Let's go over here. Ooh, I'm drunk again. Too much snaps. Carl, hello. How you doing? Don't look at me like that. Could you please send a report over to the submarine command? That send a patrol report.
Yes, sir.
Tell them we killed like an aircraft carrier or something. And also a contact
Yes,
report.
sir. Contact report sent.
Thank you very much, Carl. Okay. Right, I need a wee-wee if that's alright. Hang on. Just bringing the U-boat around. We should be fine. I'm just going to run for a quick piss. Back in a second. Okay. Yeah, I hope everyone's alright. So, report sent. Let's start moving this way then. So in 20 minutes we'll be here. We've got radar contact with those two destroyers, so we can see them quite clearly. Looks like they're heading back to the convoy at flank speed. So, we need to watch out for daylight because no doubt there's going to be some aircraft sweeps. So, let me have a look at the status of the torpedo. Oh, let's not forget the repairs. So, tell the gentleman to so fix whatever damage is done to the deck gun. Should be fine. Okay. Thank you, Anarchy Diviner. Thank you very much, Anarchy. Right. Hi there, Looter. Hi there indeed. Hope you're okay. Right, so that's the probable position of the convoy. So let's see if we can catch up. Now, let's say that the So what's that? So that's, yeah, around 12, 13 kilometers. Let's not get too close. Let's try to maneuver ourselves to around about there, you see, so that we can shadow them with radar contact without coming into direct visual range. We absolutely cannot get ourselves caught by another destroyer, so we fire at very long range. How are the torpedoes? So call the weapon officer back. He says that they're all loaded and ready to go. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's also get a couple of our officers just resting. Nav officer, please rest. Have the men in the bow torpedo room go and rest. Okay. Stern quarters, yep, have the men just rest. Keep a couple of machinists. In fact, move one machinist here. Right. Don't we have a dedicated helmsman? I thought we got one, but where is he? There. Helmsman. Let's put him in the over here. Not sure if it affects handling, but I guess we'll find out. Thank you, Tetsuya, and living legend. Thank you very much. Did I attack Spain? Don't need to. Spain is friendly to the fascists currently, so they're not strictly speaking on our side, but note the blue icons in some of the ports. Friendly rearming vessels hiding there. Just going to save it again. So Germany sent forces to Spain, didn't they? Some of their divisions. Relations are good. Okay. So, for those just joining the stream, we are shadowing a convoy, an Allied convoy, moving at 14 knots on the surface. The time is currently almost midnight, so it's just gone 11, on April 22nd, 1943. The Battle of the Atlantic is going very poorly for Nazi Germany. It's the beginning of the end. Next month, very specifically, Black May. In fact, I believe Dönitz calls a halt to all operations. Where? I can't remember. Is it all Atlantic operations? Right, so those are the two. Oh, hello. Oh, shit. A warship just turned to engage us. God damn it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I got too close.
Periscope depth.
Damn it.
New message
Yes, sir.
received.
Periscope
That sucks. Get down quickly. A warship investigated the radar signal. So what do? Do I try to sink it? What a waste of a torpedo if I did that. Fuck. But am I really going to get stuck under... Well, I've got time. If I dive deep enough... Yeah, let's be smart. Here it is. It's coming in visual range. Not sure what flavour. Right, dive deep. Emergency order. So, crash dive all the way down.
New depth. 231 meters.
Here we go. 231 is too much.
Yes, sir. New depth. 225.
There he is. Okay, 225. What's his current course?
10.
So his current course is probably 127, which is
Current
here.
depth 20.
That's probably his course.
Current depth 30.
I'm going to turn towards him. Keep going as far as we can. Keep going deeper and deeper.
Current depth 40.
Okay.
Current depth 50.
Copy that. It is a hard game, but bear in mind you're looking at the late game, so 1943, so
Current depth 60.
it won't normally be this difficult. Fear not. How are the batteries? Fully recharged, along with our oxygen and CO2. We were cruising on the surface for a few hours. Where is our hunter?
Current
There
depth
he is.
70.
So it looks like he started a sweep. Yep, he's not sure where we are. He's sweeping with his ASDIC to try and pick us up again.
Current depth 80. 0.
Thank you, Charlotte Knight. Thank you very much, Charlotte. Thank you sincerely, Charlotte.
Current depth 9 0.
Keep going, keep going. Ahead standard.
Ahead standard.
Okay, electric engines. Make sure we've got some
Current
experienced
depth
people
1
in there.
0 0.
Tell
Current
the
depth
repair
1
crews to
0.
stand down and go rest if they can. In the high stress environment of a U-boat. Good luck with that. It's not as if you can just switch off and pretend that you're not about to die. Or ignore the creaking of the hull.
Current depth 1 3 0.
Okay. Thank you, Cossack. Thank you very much, Cossack. Thank you.
Current depth 1 4 0.
You too, Terja. You too. Terija, even.
Current depth
Just
1,
the Grey
5,
Wolves.
0.
Just the Grey Wolves mod. No other things. Sorry, I don't know why it looks at his bum. Right. We'll be fine.
We are closing to critical depth, sir. Current depth 1 6 0.
Did the volume of their voices make a difference? Pretty much, yeah. Damn, there's the ping.
Enemy is pinging us, sir.
So we can hear them just as they can hear us. So clanging, banging, loud voices, singing. The hydrophone operator will be able to hear it.
We are diving too deep, sir. Current depth 1 8 0.
We're fine. Keep going.
New depth 2 1 8 meters.
What is the most important crew member of the U-boat / submarine?
Current depth 1
Uh,
9 0.
I don't really think there is one. It's a crew. They've got to work together. They've got to rely on each other. Every man relies on the next man.
Current depth 2 0 0.
Obviously Carl in this situation, yeah. Okay, we're leveling out the boat. So,
Current depth 2 1 0.
is there a second destroyer coming our way? It wouldn't surprise me to learn if there was one. Sound contact. Is that one closing? They're probably called for assistance. Yep, 4 kilometers. Damn it. Okay.
New course 2 7 3. Ahead slow.
Frustrating. This whole damn stream I've just been put under siege. Okay. He's right above us. He's depth charging.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
So each individual barrel, each individual depth charge has about 125 kilograms of high explosive in there.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Timed and dropped with the hope that they can, yeah, basically generate the hydrostatic shock enough to damage the submarine. But with 218 meters of seawater above our heads, we might be okay. Although that being said, maybe turn the boat a little bit.
Rudder 3 5 degrees to port.
Okay. Right. No, I believe it's a Towns class destroyer. Identifiable by the four stacks. Oh yeah, do we not go into silent running? Whoops.
Rig for silent running.
So the fact that depth charges hadn't gone off yet is a bad sign. That means they're quite deep. Hopefully they don't strike true. Checking observation periscope. Can't see the bubbles in front of me. Ooh. They are at the correct depth. Oh. The boat is wobbling. We've got a slight hit. We've got some... No flooding currently, but a hull damage on the back there. We're okay.
Damage, sir.
Nope, that is flooding. Take us out of silent running. And get the flooding under control. Get an officer in there, please. Direct damage control efforts. Double click it. I can't, doesn't even want to work. Where's my damage control teams? They're already in there. Okay, so men to stern quarter. 1 minute until that flooding is under control. If we start tipping backwards, we're going to have to push the engines. Okay. So they're hearing it. They're listening to the sound of men banging. Not shagging, as in, yeah, trying to fix that. Okay, 17 seconds until that flooding is under control. We're okay. Just need to stay calm. Start turning the U-boat north.
New course. 1.
And engineer, please deploy a decoy.
Deploy decoys.
And please
Ahead
up
full.
just when that decoy is deployed. Stern torpedo and repaired. Good, good. Okay. The second destroyer is almost on us. Okay. Right, reduce
Ahead
speed.
slow.
Head slow, and then back to silent
Brake for
running.
silent running.
And start moving direct north. Repairs were not fully complete. Everything's functional and we have no flooding, so we should be okay. How did I pick up the destroyers again? One of them came to investigate the radar signal. I got clumsy. Right over the top of us. Here comes the depth charge run.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Fairly confident that we can evade them before they get down to where we are. We should be
Charges in the
okay.
water, sir.
Keep moving. Okay. Not for some time, Destroyer. Sorry. Doing a different video. Whoops. Can't see any bubbles through the observation periscope. Oh, hello. There they are. We should be okay. Okay. Right. Yeah, I played the second one to Dave. Cyanide and I played the second one, where he abandoned me again. Bugger. Okay, keep moving carefully. Depth charges in the water behind us. Okay. So that one just swept that way. It looks like it's going to come around this way in front of us. Okay. So I think they're going for our decoy. Yeah, they're back there. So we are currently here. So that one's going to sweep over us momentarily, which means we could get pinged again. Hopefully not. So here it comes this way. I think. Yep. So our decoy's back here. Okay. I've not tried it, Swagaton. Just keep creeping, just keep creeping. Still just the two of them. We're getting some friends and attacking the destroyers be an idea. Nope. So again, forgive me, I don't know where the notions are really coming from. U-boats don't attack destroyers. The question is unusual. I'm not sure what a parallel would be. These vehicles are designed to kill U-boats. So you don't throw more U-boats at something designed to kill U-boats. You just increase the number of kills that those things get. I don't know. It's like sending more infantry to kill a dude with a machine gun. Like, that's what the machine gun is for. Thank you, Lord Baum. Thank you very much, Lord Baum. Actually, no, I think that is a pretty good comparison. Yes, the infantry can kill the machine gunner, and maybe sometimes they do. But my money's on the machine gunner. Same deal. We could attack the destroyers, but my money's on the destroyers. They need only ram us to sink us. They need only hit us with a 4-inch gun to sink us. They need only hit us with a fucking anti-aircraft mount to sink us. We've got a pressure hull. It's thin. It's fragile. And we got pinged again. Yeah, so we are hunting the big, slow, fat cargo ships that have trouble evading us, and also are providing the fuel and food and weapons and soldiers and all that stuff that Britain needs to fight the war. These things aren't being built in Britain. America's building these en masse and making a beautiful, pretty penny for it. Not just that, but a whole bunch of territory as well under Lend-Lease, under the Destroyers for Bases program. So America is just sending over ships, is energizing their industrial base, is gaining critical shipbuilding experience and territory. Overseas territory. It's a fucking win-win for America. There's a reason why at the end of this war, America is Pax Americana. The end of the British Empire is this war. The end of Pax Britannia becomes Pax Americana after this, because America is mostly untouched. After this war, we're fucked. We spend fucking years still rationing because we can't fucking feed ourselves. When did rationing end in Britain? Hang on. When did rationing end in Britain? 1954! Fuck! Yeah, if that's an indication of how fucked up we were at the end of the war. It never ended, says Quebec. Oh yeah, Quebec. Yeah, you're still going to get a little coupon. Yeah, oh, sorry, I forgot, yes. We Brits, we get our little coupon sheet out when we want some sausages. Folks, Quebec is in the chat. He is also sometimes streaming Silent Hunter. I recommend a follow. He's also very similar. You'll find him very... So myself, Sheep, Digby and Quebec are probably very similar in that we have strong British accents and often do long-form content like this. So of the ZF guys, you'll probably find we are the most sort of similar in presentation. Okay. What happened to Sheep? Good question. Haven't seen him around recently. Hope he's okay. It's been a while since I've had a chat with Sheep. Hope he's good. Alright. Thank you, Twoosh. Thank you very much, Twoosh. Also, disappointingly, folks, looking at the time, I do need to think about wrapping this up soonish. I wanted to torpedo something. It's most annoying. All I've done this stream is evade destroyers and babble. Okay. Oh really? Sheep stopped streaming entirely? That's a pity. I thought he was enjoying it. Thank you, Delta. Thank you very much, Delta. Okay. Irregular streams like the others. Yeah, fair. Okay. So how close is the closest destroyer? So that one's 1.3 kilometers. So it looks like we are successfully evading despite the ping. Okay. There they are. They're over there. Hopefully we can get away. Okay. Looks like one of the destroyers is giving up, I think. Nope, maybe not. He's still doing his circle. Okay. Yeah, what else is going on this week? I'm just trying to think. Honestly, I've just kind of been consumed with the editing, just doing my best with this video. Yeah. Dog's fine. I'm fine. It's quite cold. We've got some easterly winds here in Britain right now, so bit nippy. This week I'm going to have a look at a bungalow. I already looked at 3 different bungalows. I don't want to buy a bungalow or get a mortgage on a bungalow, but for what I want specifically, which is a not big house and not a flat, unfortunately bungalow looks like the middle option. I'm going to be honest, it's going to sound incredibly sad. I don't know what I want when it comes to sort of like, where do you see yourself in X years when it comes to like getting a place? Because I don't really want to like settle down and have a family, that sort of thing. Not that I'm making any progress in that direction whatsoever. But it's like, I want to get like a masonette or something, like a little flat thing. And there don't appear to be many of those. Here in Brighton, they're all chopped up into pieces and sold smaller. Okay, let's keep moving. Exactly, just a little place, a garden that Lulu can dig holes in. Yeah, you know. How old am I? 18, fish. Okay. So keep creeping away. So we can't actually tell where they are right now because they're actually, our propeller's blocking them. So just turn the boat that way a little bit. We should be able to hear them. Oh, that one's creeping a bit closer than I'd like. 1 kilometer away. Is he finding us? How is he finding us? Is he straight lining? Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just going back to the convoy. Surely, he's just going back to the convoy. He can't have found us. Yeah, I think he's just going back. Okay. Is that SWAT Knight? Hi there, SWAT Knight. Hope you're very well, sir. If he's going back to the convoy, why is he moving so slow? Okay. Ah, Quebec just started streaming Train Sim World. It's a bit of a late stream for him. Probably host him up after this. Okay, they're moving that way. Okay, I can speed up the time. Have I lost them? I think I've lost them. I'm staying underwater for a little bit. Fucking hell. Bring us up to periscope depth. Fucking destroyers, am I right? Ahead 1/3. Right, we're up to periscope depth. Let's have a looky. Right. I didn't get a look on the other one. Hang on. Did he definitely go away? Leave us alone? Can't see him. Okay. Yes, take us out of silent running.
Yes, sir.
How far is he? 12 kilometers. Okay. I think we're okay. Fuck. Maybe give it a little bit longer. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to surface the goddamn boat. Bloody hell, they are really tough, aren't they? They are no joke. Absolutely no joke. Like, he investigated a fucking radar contact at, like, stupid range. Well, not stupid range, to be fair. Maybe I was being a bit reckless.
Yes, sir.
Ahead full, surface the boat.
Ahead full.
Get the repair crew standing down.
New depth, 0 meters.
Bloody hell, everybody. Okay. Move them down here. Plonk them there. I'm quite peckish, but there's not a huge amount of food in the flat currently, even though I went to the supermarket fairly recently. I went off to buy whiskey and chocolates and bits for Christmas, so I didn't really load up the trolley with food. Okay. Officers of the watch are on station. Down the observation periscope, down the combat periscope. Okay. How's food prices in the UK? Not great. Yeah, things in the UK aren't great. Okay, so 17 kilometers, 19 kilometers. Let's not push our luck. Let's just pull away. Okay. Now, let's carefully try to shadow them. So we presume they're going north. I have no idea where they are now. So 1 hour we can get there. What's the time? So it's 2 in the morning. The sun's going to be coming up fairly soon. It's going to put us at at a major disadvantage. Okay. So they were here at... Okay, they were there at 8:30. They were on that line. Okay? That's local time. So it's now 2 in the morning. Okay? Right. So where will we be when we get... Shit, got a message. So 9 knots. Looking for 7 hours. Hang on. 16.67 times 7. 116 kilometers. So the convoy, when we get to that marker, will be quite far ahead. Probably there, unless they've changed course. Okay? So, if I were to speed up here, add 1. 167 kilometers. So they'll be, whoops, probably, probably here. Again, assuming that they don't change course. Okay. It's going to be risky, especially with the sun, the sun coming up. The alternative, folks, is that I abandon the pursuit and keep crossing the Atlantic to go where we're meant to go, to hunt a convoy over there. But if there's a convoy here, we may as well go for this one. Okay, keep pushing forward. Radar signals detected, so we've at least got the destroyer. So watch him carefully. Don't get too close now. we're going to shadow that destroyer. I presume he's making his way back to the convoy. So hang on, let's really shadow him at maximum radar range. Cool. So, we're just on the edge of the radar range there. So, that's not our radar, that's his radar. He knows we're here. What's the time? It's 3:30. Sun is going to be coming up very soon. So, let's save shadow. I can't afford to get caught again. There he is. Okay, now what we could do, just as I'm losing radar contact, I'm going to quickly dip underwater and use the hydrophones, which have a longer range, ever so slightly, than the radar. Here we go. Hi there, Social. Have me see what? Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Hard to read Steam right now. Hope you're well, Social?
New deck, 2-0.
Okay. What's that? What you linked?
Current depth, 1-0.
Ah, that's cool. Hang on. Time for a drink, a milli. With the Tommy gun. Who's that? Sorry. Hang on. Millie, is that your puppy? Sorry, Social. That's cool. Ah, it's very cute. Did Nervous make that then? Is it signed Nervous? Hang on. Yeah, it's very cool. Picked from Nervous. Yeah, yeah. Nice, very nice.
Current depth, 2-0.
Okay, reduce
sir.
speed.
Ahead slow.
Thank you, Cleo's dad. And hi there, Digi. Thank you very much, Digi. Don't worry, Social just linked it. Hope you're well, Digi. Okay, we're listening for a propeller. Hello. Bearing 250. What's that? Sounds slower. That could be the destroyer. I'm not sure. 250? Oh, you're talking about the armor thing, did you? I don't know. Sorry. I'm going to be honest. It was a lot of text you sent me. Give me it in brief. Like time, date. What is it? But yeah, normally I'm up for armor. Sure, why not? So 250. 1110. Yeah, did you send me like an essay this afternoon? Okay, so there's something at very long range on 250. We're too far away, we can't hear a convoy. Okay, so let's creep a bit closer then.
Yes,
Full speed
sir.
ahead,
Ahead
periscope depth.
New depth,
Sorry,
0.
surface. Creep a bit closer, try again. Okay. Here we go. Up we go on the surface. So do we have radar contact? Not yet. So we know that there's something at 250. So there we go. So detecting radar signal. That must be it. 20 kilometers. So let's get here. Okay. So periscope depth. Here we go. 20 meters. Let's go down. Whee! Bloop. Okay. It's just another Digby op dude. Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good then. Yeah, I'm up for it then. Do a Digby op, we'll shoot stuff. Just send me time, date, whatever. Put a gun in my hand, there we go. Sorry, Digi, you got to understand, I'm like Psy in that regard. It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to sit there reading like a huge briefing screen. It's like, I'm exactly like Cyanide. It's like, I turn up, I shoot people, I swear at people, I call them a cunt, and then I leave. Alright, hang on. Yeah, smooth brain, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, it should be fun. What do you reckon, chat? Is that the convoy? Or just the destroyer? I can't tell. I have no idea. Maybe I should put my own radar on. Yeah, maybe it's just the destroyer. Okay. Why would the destroyer be trailing behind? Maybe he's damaged. Okay, push this way then. Of course, we'd be getting the other radar signals from the other destroyers if it was the convoy. So it can't be the convoy. Okay. Let's keep pushing up then. So forward we go. Right, and rough. So the convoy, I reckon, is somewhere ahead of me. Okay, now I need to be worried because planes could swing in out of nowhere. Okay. Right. Cool. So keep pushing forward. We need to re-establish contact with the convoy. Oh, hello. Detecting radar signals. Bad sign. Is it a plane? It is definitely a plane.
Yes,
immediately. Down.
Periscope depth.
Now you see the vulnerability of the Type 9 U-boat, everybody. It's slow to dive. Incoming fast radar signal. It's absolutely a plane. It's seen us on its radar and it's on its way to bomb us. Quickly, down, down, down. Where's it coming in? Bearing 130. Cannot see him.
Current depth 10.
Okay, let's have a look. What is he? Hello. So, centimetric radar, everybody. A specialist anti-submarine plane. Not sure what type, sorry. He sees us and he's closing in. And now we just have to play the game of don't die. It's a Sunderland. Okay, let's have a look. It's Sunderland. Can you see our periscope? No, we're all the way under. Okay. Sorry, specifically what type of plane? A short Sunderland. I think. Okay, so according to this, Sunderland is an English professional football club based in the city of Sunderland, Tyne and Wear. Sunderland play the Championship, the second tier of English football. Since its formation in 1879, the club has won 6 top fight titles, sorry. I've got the wrong article. Hang on. The Short Sunderland is a British flying boat patrol bomber developed and constructed by the Short brothers. Seems kind of rude to call them short, but okay. For the Royal Air Force. The aircraft took its service name from the town and later city, the port of Sunderland in the northeast England. So the Sunderland was one of the most powerful and widely used flying boats throughout the Second World War. In addition to the RAF, the type was operated by other Allied military air wings, including the Royal Air Force, the Royal Canadian Air Force, and the South African Air Force. Oh, and New Zealand, French, Norwegian. Oh shit. And apparently the Red Arrows. What on earth is he doing? Is he seen us? Not sure what he's up to. I think maybe the pilot's drunk. Okay. He's trying to figure out where we are. He's lost us. That's good. Okay. So hang on a second. What does it say here? Successor to the short Sarafan flying boat. It features a more advanced aerodynamic hull and was outfitted with various offensive and defensive armaments, including machine guns, turrets, bombs, aerial mines, and depth charges. It was powered by 4 Bristol Pegasus 28 radial engines and was outfitted with various detection equipment to aid combat operations, including ley lights and radar units and something called an astrodome. Oh my god, it's got ley lights. It's got a ley light, everybody. It's a spotlight. So that thing can spot us at night. Bugger me, what a nightmare. So if we're cruising along the surface and that thing picks us up on the radar, it will shine its torch at us and basically light us up and shoot us. Bugger. Okay, so we're cruising along.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to be in trouble. So daylight operations
Ahead, slow.
with planes, nightmare. Okay. So looking at the time, folks, I'm very sorry, but it's 20 minutes to 11. I should probably wrap this up and get some food because I'm quite hungry. And yeah, and then think about going to bed. So I'm sorry for the rubbish stream this evening. I didn't shoot anything. I spent the entire time getting chased around by destroyers in 1943 and then hiding from a plane like a wuss. So yeah, rubbish. So, I would like to pursue and attack the convoy once again, but as you can see, their escorts are quite nasty now. Okay. So, have a lovely evening, everybody. Once again, please know that I'm working on a big video that's about 2 hours long. The first hour is linked below the stream, but it's a work-in-progress test render. I'm working on adding the next half an hour. That's a lie, because it's actually 45 minutes. It's bigger than I thought. That's what she said. So I'm working on that now, so it's on my timeline, and I'm trying to get it finished and then added to that hour, and then I'll update the link to be 1 hour and 45 minutes. So of that 45 minutes, I finished about 20 minutes of it, so, and that's in 2 days, so hooray! So I'm sort of chopping through it as best as I can, but I'm going to be honest, it's going to, you know, I need a couple of weeks, really, to get it done. So, yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. So, let me have a look. Hang on. So did Quebec just start streaming? Would you guys like to watch Quebec? Hang on. What's he doing? It's a bit of a late stream for him. Let's have a look. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Digby is doing Stellaris as well. Hang on. So Joink is doing some Halo Infinite. Quebec is doing Train Sim World. Digby is doing Stellaris. Which would you prefer, chat? Hang on. Yes, probably under the circumstances, perhaps I should host you over to Digby because of yeah. Well, if those people want to watch Quebec, then you can click on the stream team below to find both of them. Frankly, anyway, so thank you for watching, everyone. Have a lovely evening. This is ZF Digby doing a bit of Stellaris. Hope. Fuck me. Hang on. Sorry. Pop up. What? I can't paste Digby's name. Weird. Hang on. Paste. Cool. So thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Hope to see you again soon. And yeah, this is ZF Digby. Hang on. There we go. And
matter. The leadership of our two empires depend on it. Very well. Goodbye.
Knowledge
Well.
is the key to the universe.
They're being fucking cagey about something. Jesus Christ.
How do you do, young lady?
Ah, Mr. Womble, thank you for your raid of 1,569 willing